Now, even small problems can grow into big aggravating problems if you're dealing with them every single day. Good example of that is a story these homeowners told us about their little small laundry room and how slow their clothes dryer is in drying clothes now. It used to take only 45 minutes, now it takes close to 2 hours to dry a load of clothes. Now they went and bought a brand new dryer, which helped a lot, but they even realized then even it started slowing down the time to dry the clothes. So obviously the problem is not the dryer, but most likely the dryer vent that goes from the dryer to the outside. What happens is over the years the accumulation of lint inside the vent restricts the size of the pipe, so it prevents the dryer from exhausting all of that moisture to the outside in a timely fashion. So the first step in correcting this problem is to clean all of that lint out of the dryer vent. If your dryer vents to an exterior wall, the easiest way to access the vent may be by removing the cover on the outside. Then you can use a brush just like this one, which is specifically designed for cleaning ductwork to remove the lint and dust that decrease the dryer's efficiency. When the dryers have to work harder, they tend to overheat, which often leads to fires. In fact, thousands every year. The risk of fire is even greater if the flexible vent hose attached to the dryer is flammable like this plastic one. It should be replaced with a flexible metal hose. Another factor that affects the efficiency of a clothes dryer is how long the dryer vent is and how many turns it has to take to make it to the outside. Now, in this particular home, the laundry room is located in the center of the floor plan of the home, so it's about 30 feet from here to an outside wall. Now, when this house was originally constructed, the builder decided to vent the dryer straight up into the attic, and that hasn't worked too well. It's not really that unusual to have a dryer that vents through an attic space. This is the metal vent pipe that comes up through the wall behind the dryer, and then at some point someone's attached a series of plastic elbows and pipe to route it back into the attic space, allowing not only the lint but also the moisture to dump into the attic space. That's not the way it should be done. Now, it's really a challenge in a situation like this because there's so much resistance when you're trying to exhaust that hot, moist air. With all the elbows, with the vertical rise, it's a wonder this dryer is working at all. The solution here is to install an inline booster fan. First, the plastic pipe has to be removed, and as Scott quickly discovers, it's loaded with lint, which combined with all the twists and turns in this thing was seriously handicapping the dryer downstairs. Not to mention that it was also dumping all this damp air and lint into the attic. It looks like this PVC pipe was nothing but a lint magnet. Not a good choice for a dryer vent. Now, the booster fan itself comes with a mounting bracket so that it can be attached almost anywhere. Here, Scott's screwing it into a piece of 2x6 lumber, which will then be attached to the attic floor next to the vent duct. Then the fan housing itself is sealed to the metal duct using foil tape for an airtight fit. Now, above the fan, more 4-inch duct extends straight up towards the roof so that Scott can locate his cutout. Now, to simplify the wiring, we're going to connect the fan to an extension cord and plug it right into an existing outlet in the attic. But with the cord unplugged, the ground, neutral, and hot wires are each secured to their designated spot on the wiring block. In a situation like this, it really pays to take your time and get everything just right before cutting anything, because you never want to cut any unnecessary holes in a roof. Scott starts with a pilot hole, then he opens it up to fit the metal duct using a reciprocating saw, cutting through the plywood, shingles, and everything at the same time. He pries up the edges of the shingles just above the opening so that when the duct is fished through the hole, the boot, which keeps the rain out of the vent, can tuck under them. Roofing cement and a few nails will keep the rain out of the attic. This inline booster fan was very easy to install, and it's a completely independent system. No need to run a wire from this fan down to your dryer, because here's how it actually works. When your dryer turns on, the air pressure switch on the booster fan will sense that air coming through the fan. It'll turn it on and help you to remove all of that hot, moist air out of your house. This should really solve this problem that the homeowners were having with the dryer taking so long to dry a load of clothes.